my name is Oliver Dean. I'm currently studying a BA Business Studies degree. I'm in my final year now, so fourth. So back in June, July, on my placement at Volkswagen Financial Services, I was involved in projects that were quite challenging, but it was also really interesting to me, which is something I hadn't considered before. And when I spoke to my colleagues about this, they suggested doing a Lean Six Sigma course, because this is the course that would help in that type of role. And I knew if I wanted to do this role in the future that I'd want to do this, I'd want to have this qualifications behind my back alongside my degree. So it was called the Chancellor's Fund. I think for it's a fund designed to help with your professional development, or if you wanted to go on any study trips, or if you had any perhaps graduate schemes that were quite far away, you needed help paying to get there and back, then that's what that scholarship is designed for, I believe. So I reached out to one of my tutors to ask if there's any funds or scholarships available to help with paying for this, because it can be quite expensive as a uni student. And there was, so I completed an application. I had to get an endorsement from my tutor, and I'd send this off to a committee, and then I think I got a result back in early November, and it was literally in 2 weeks they sent me the money. I paid the academy the money, and I'm enrolled in the course, looking to take it in the new year. Back in July 2022, I started my role as a Fleet Corporate Services undergrad at Volkswagen Financial Services, only in Milton Keynes, so not too far from here. The premise of that role was to assist with operational type tasks and customer service type tasks. So I was working a lot with customers in quite a large team. But on the side of that, I got heavily involved in sustainability projects, working with senior stakeholders. And then, as I mentioned earlier, I also got involved in a process improvement and project management type task, which was very challenging for me and required me to have a whole new set of skills. But that whole year was quite eye-opening for me. And it made me want to get back into the automotive industry when I finished my studies. Yeah, it definitely was. I think looking back on it now coming back into my final year, I think it's given me a bit more clarity in what I want to do post-university, when before I didn't know what I wanted to do. It was kind of like just going along with the flow and see what happens, but now I kind of have a bit of a vision, a bit of a plan that I'm working towards. And I think doing that, I now feel a bit more relaxed, because I know what I need to do in order to get where I want to go. And it's also as well just giving me the chance to meet loads of interesting people, which I'm still in contact with now and hope to work with them again after uni. So there's a bit of both. So I applied for lots of placements, to be honest. It was quite challenging. Same with graduate schemes, like in terms of the process. You send your initial CV and like standard questions. Once you get past that, you tend to have to do an online assessment, usually like a numerical one and like a problem-solving one. If you pass that, you then have to do like a self-recorded interview, where you get a few questions on your screen, and you have to answer the questions. And if you pass that, you then get invited to a full-day assessment centre. Sometimes it's online. Mine was online because it was I think it was just coming out of COVID when I was doing it. But it's also in person as well, which I haven't done yet. And then once you pass that, you then, of course, get a job offer. The way I found it was I used Rate My Placement. They had loads of different roles on there. But for me, I've always been interested in cars. So it was a no-brainer for me to pick the likes of Volkswagen Financial Services. And so I think one of the things that's really helped me is the support you get around employability. So in my second year, I had a module designed around career development and employability. And that year was really beneficial for me, not only for my placement year, but I think for where I am now, because you map out kind of your skills, your weaknesses, kind of growth opportunities, whether that's professional or academic development. And you also get guidance. We had a few people from the different industry, in the local area, come in and help improve my CV, give me guidance around my cover letters, applications, that sort of thing. I think that's been really beneficial to me, and I feel a lot more confident now applying for graduate schemes. So I chose the University of Northampton purely because it's local to me. I really wanted to, of course, come to this university, but also have time and the opportunity to save a bit of money, I guess, to help with me when I finish university, whether I have to relocate to a different place to complete my graduate scheme or whether that's buying my first home. I just feel like in a bit more comfortable situation being local. So how I like to make studying unique to me is I like to go to different places to do my university work. There's nothing more than I hate than just to stay in one place to do my university work. I find it mundane. And I really like the opportunity to go to, whether it's a coffee shop, kind of like a bar lounge type environment, whether it's just me travelling to somewhere on a train. Like, I just like to have different environments when doing my studies. And it also, again, just feels a bit more homely to me than just sitting at home. So one of the biggest benefits which I've seen in recent times now is the accreditation to the Chartered Management Institute. I didn't really know too much about it until I started this course, and now in my final year I've actually used my membership with the Chartered Management Institute to get myself 2 professional mentors. So I have someone quite senior up in the banking world, and then someone also quite senior up in kind of like startups. So 2 quite unique perspectives, and it's really useful because they're helping me with not only my dissertation, because they have some interest and knowledge around that, but also with my professional development as well. They're really helping me with, at the moment, with my interview skills, which I need working on, and also kind of like my CV, and how to kind of sell myself in future assessment centres if I'm lucky to get one.